Werewolves and Bigfoot are real, only considered a myth by those who are too scared to engage in the history and mystery that these cryptid creatures have left in many cultures around the world. Only one team has the grit, the knowledge and the fortitude to go after these savage beasts. As one cohesive unit, NCI, North Carolina investigates.
And welcome once again, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of North Carolina Investigates. Tonight we have a special treat. We have the Night Vision Paranormal Cryptid Division with us in the studio tonight. And we are extremely happy and tickled to death to have them with us. And I'm going to bring everybody on the screen and we're going to let them introduce themselves. And we're going to let these guys run with it and sit back, grab your popcorn, grab your soda dope. It's going to be a good one.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Howdy, howdy. Good to see everybody.
Good to be here.
Good to have you. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir.
I'm tickled to death to have them.
Yeah,
well, I don't know how it is for y'all in North Carolina. It's an ice box down here.
Yep.
We've been out without electricity and bundled up and running around on ice. It's been rough. Still, a lot of people down here don't have electricity.
Wow.
It's getting a little hot in Nashville too. NES is catching a lot of grief over the lack of the outlying counties. Are pretty much good to go, but NES is still struggling to get people back up and going.
Yeah, we got another snowstorm supposed to be probably around about 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon come in, and according to the weather program I've got on my phone, I think it's supposed to start about 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow evening and run through late Sunday night. So
yeah, you guys are
anything can happen.
Yep, we're gonna miss that one, I think, but you guys are gonna get hit by that one hard. It looks like.
Yeah, if it comes up out of the middle of downtown Atlanta, my area is going to be, we're going to get hammered.
Yeah,
it's coming over from the west.
Hey, Martin, saw him pop up in the chat.
Uncle
There he
Bubba.
is.
Uncle Bubba.
Let me get him up here then. There you go. Mr. Martin Groves.
Yes, the man.
That's it.
Man, the myth, the legend himself.
Where did Boom Boom go?
Lost him.
We did. We lost to Boom Boom. He'll be back directly.
Oh,
he
yeah.
He might be having technical difficulties. Well, guys, anything you want to go ahead and jump on into, just go ahead and commence. I mean, flip a quarter and see who wants to go first, and we're going to sit back and listen to you guys. Everybody's sat back for the past couple of weeks and listened to us run our crazy mouth, so we're going to turn the show over to you guys and see what exciting stuff you all got going on.
Well, if I could get started, my two compatriots here, they're not a member of Night Vision Paranormal. We're all in PathFinders, but I started in Night Vision Paranormal. So just a clarification there at the beginning. But so I investigate for both NVP and PathFinders now, and my buddies here are very experienced and get a lot of really good evidence from the LBL. And I'd sure like to hear what they got. I know they've sent in some good pictures too and some videos for us. Mike,
well, are we going to go over? We going over your Dogman thing tonight?
I hope so. We sent it in, but Mike, do you want to tell a little bit about PathFinders and the history on that and how it started after we met these fine NCI fellas?
Absolutely. We we have started a group, and we want it to be a little different. And NCI, you guys are in it. You guys, if I know Jerry is. If a few of you guys aren't on the page, let us know. We've got a private page, which is the actual group, and then a public page. But we kind of got together, and I don't want to leave Elizabeth and John and Vicky and Lou out of this, and Martin.
Dusty.
Dusty.
Yeah, Dusty. Oh, yes, Dusty. Thank you. Yeah, so we had a group. We just started getting together. We've got this resource in the LBL right here, and we're there all the time. And Elizabeth actually was like, let's just start getting together outside of some of these expeditions and seeing what we can do. Martin Groves had actually called me a Pathfinder on an interview or something. And boy, we had a great weekend. We all just got together for a weekend. And so I just started a Facebook page and a Facebook group for us. And it's just kind of blossomed. And what we want to do is, I call it the super friends of the cryptid world. I want people that are doing their own thing. They've got their own affiliations, but my vision is maybe about 4 times a year, once a season, we all come together with so much expertise. And I mean, we've got it in this group. I mean, I could list off just whether it's boots on the ground research. Martin's got 50 years of knowledge. We got people that are experts in communication, lots of law enforcement, just evidence gathering. So I'm like, let's just try some different stuff. Let's get together, and instead of all us running around chasing behind these things, which is fun. What really got me started is that Murdahl show on Hulu about the Murdahl murders.
Oh yeah.
And that guy went to jail on circumstantial evidence. But there was just so much of it, and it was corroborated so well. I'm thinking, why can't we do that with Bigfoot and Dogman and all this other stuff? Because we all know the stuff's there. And we've all been out so long getting behind these things, maybe getting some flickers here on thermal or on audio or whatever, and convincing ourselves that maybe everything is Bigfoot, and it's fun. But why not a few times a year? Let's get together and organize our stuff. And the weather knocked us off. We've got a great scripted operation, a great target area. We went, we researched it, we pre-scouted it. We had a preliminary meeting. We got a lot of, what I really like is we got a lot of safety stuff. Mark's been behind that. Just a lot of organization and safety stuff out of the way, because we're all getting old. This is an old man's game. We don't want to get lost 300 feet up a mountain and have some trouble and not have a recovery plan or an escape plan. So we've got all that dialed in, and we're just waiting for this weather to break, and we're going to have our first big operation. And what we're going to do is we're going to have different groups, and we're going to move. While one's moving, we're going to have some observation going. And then the next one's going to move, and we're going to observe certain areas. We've left an escape route, and we're hoping, instead of just 1 or 2 people hearing the sound at a certain time or thinking they saw something, what if we got 12 people? What if we got 20 people that can establish a pattern of movement visually, audio? Then you're building the case, and then you're learning what works and what doesn't. And then you're trying to, and the neat thing about LBL is it's actually divided in 4 quadrants. And so you could have an operation once a season, once every 3 months in these different quadrants, and really not saturate an area and really not run the risk of running something out. So, a great group of guys, a good plan, a lot of fun, 0 drama. That's the thing. It's so sad that there's so much drama. The woods are big enough to go around. There's enough cryptids to go around. We don't have to have a lock on it. We're going to celebrate each other. Like I say, we're doing stuff. Mark's doing stuff with Night Vision Paranormal. He's got some great evidence we want to look at early, and we're happy for him. We're proud of him. We're just proud to be affiliated with it and call him a member and a friend. Randy's got some good stuff. He's been down there for years. Dusty, they mentioned Dusty. This guy's got a book. You want evidence?
Everything.
Oh my gosh, that guy can find
experiences.
You talk about finding a needle in a haystack. If you want to know if there's a hair in about 1,000-acre spot, one hair, send Dusty after it. And if there's one hair to collect, that dude will find it.
And very
So-
humble guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's that's what we're about, and we took a little inspiration off of you guys. That was so great meeting you guys and working with y'all and seeing how you guys. I got to be in the truck with you guys and just see how you worked as a team, and it is really great to have been worked with you guys and been affiliated a little bit. And we want you to come down for this mission if you can, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it'd be a blast.
Oh yeah.
And you guys
We'll
are
do
awesome.
everything in our power to get there.
Working with you guys when we come up was incredible. And then we throw Martin on top of it all, and that was like the cherry on the Sunday right there now.
Yeah, I talked to Martin. I talked to Martin today. I talked to him about man, I learned so much. That guy's a walking encyclopedia, and not just about cryptid stuff. Actually, he's a great guy. About life and in general. He's just really. I'm really blessed to call him a good friend. I really am.
Amen.
Amen.
Absolutely.
I have to throw out in compliments to Mark and Mike on this. I've been on lots of like expeditions with people, and usually it's the same sort of thing. Not knocking any of that, but usually it's you gather up some groups and you go out. There may be 3 or 4 people. There may be 15 people going out in a group, and maybe one group leader, and you just kind of go out and do your thing and hope something happens and come back and talk about it. But with what we're doing, the way Mike and Mark's laid it out, it is super planned, super documented. The communications is a major focus for us with our radios and base stations and people manning, like the, what do you call it, around the fire there, guys?
Base camp.
Base camp. Someone at base camp to sort of have a stronger radio that can reach the other people that are using handhelds that may drop off, loose communications with the other groups. It's just I've never been in the military or been a police officer like a lot of these guys have, but I'm learning a lot from them. And I see a lot of value in that communication, also in the documentation. Each team that goes out is assigned, what do you call it, Mark, a scribe? Scribe to actually, record things as they're going on, write down the times that we hear this or that, or the times that we make a call, a knock, or something like that. I think it's really good that you have specific duties, because one person can't do it all. If you're trying to run a thermal camera and communicate and take notes, you're going to miss something. So it's good to have, if possible, at least one person to specialize in one particular thing. And the note taking, I think, is one of the most important ones. And you really have to be focused to do a good job taking the notes and coming back, reporting in to the rest of the group. So I'm really encouraged by all of that, and eager to learn more from these people that have experience.
We have got it, and the cool thing about the way we've got this structured, so we got an administrative team. We call it an admin team, and we're on it, the 3 here and a few more. But the cool thing, I kind of started this off, but with my job, I know we're all in these situations. A lot of times, if you're in a position of responsibility, there is actually something called decision fatigue, and I suffer from it. And so I'm fortunate and blessed to start this off. But the next mission, if that's Mark's and he's got an area, he's the team leader, and then I get to sit back and just, hey, I'm going to do what you tell me to, buddy. And then Randy's already got a good idea for another mission. On that one, he's the team leader. He's going to be the guy. So it gives everybody an opportunity to come in here and really be a part of it and be in charge of it for that operation. So it's really it's a neat thing. It's a neat thing.
It sort of reminds me. I'm sorry, Mark.
I will say that I took a lot of inspiration from NCI and from Seekers and their organization, how they structured their communications and response and team responsibilities, team leaders and assistant team leaders and scribes. And I learned a lot from both NCI and Seekers during that time we were all in LBL together. So
Yep.
Our thanks to how you guys have taught us.
Absolutely.
And we hope to do you proud.
Yeah. Yeah. It was neat, man. I know, Mark, you took a group, you went a different way, and I forget what it was. It was Tim and Jerry, I think George, and I don't know if Robert was in. I forget who all was in the truck. The truck was packed. Yeah, Robert was in there because it kept getting hot and or cold, was it? It was one of the two. It was one of the two. But it was just neat. As soon as you got in that truck, you're like, these guys are a squad. And I've been a fireman. I was a volunteer fireman for about 3 years in Callaway County, and so I've been in with units and groups like that, and you could just feel it. Those guys, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and they're very welcoming. And but it was neat. We want to definitely model what we're doing after you guys and what you're doing as well.
Well, that's a major honor. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. The compliment.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that means a lot. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy.
The
did
weird
some
thing
cooking
about
for
us
there.
is, to be honest with you, the thing about us, we're just all so much alike. We don't even think about it. We just go off whatever we're doing. The other ones just kind of pick up and go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Martin. You forgot Chief Bottle Washer. One thing I want to mention, as it was said, I think Mike was talking about before, being able to sit back and watch and learn and not always be like the leader of something reminded me of a movie that I watched the other night. It was about, it was about a pro quarterback for the Denver Broncos. And I forgot his name. Forgot his name already, but it'll come to me in a minute.
Elway?
Elway, yeah, that's a great
There you
movie,
go.
by the way.
Yeah.
He came in there out of college like he was it, and stumbled around a bit and ended up getting benched by the other guy. But he was able to sit back and learn and see how the defenses were attacking and what they were doing to him. So that opportunity for him to sit back and watch and learn was invaluable. Of course, after that, he became legendary. And so I guess we're going to be legendary.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Or at least great.
Yeah.
Well, can we show some of the evidence, like the wreaths that you guys found? Maybe discuss some of that.
Whatever you
Yeah,
got.
hold on.
Whatever you want to pull up, Robert. But these guys got some good stuff, I think.
All right. I'm going to throw up this one, and if you can see it good enough, you might be able to tell everybody what it is. I'm just going in order that it loaded up.
Well, that's the wreath. That's it.
That was one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
This was a day that Mike allowed me to tag along with him and his lovely family to visit an area that he had heard, and I'll let Mike tell this part of it. He'd heard a tree crash or something, and he wanted to go back and check it out. And we found some things there that were interesting, but just a little bit later, we walked up on this area, and here's this reef laying on the ground. And I don't know if the video that you've got is the one that I sent about the reefs. If it is, it's about just over a minute. It's worth looking at. And it shows the other reef, which was thicker, and it was leaning up against kind of like a tree stump or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And I remember Mike's wife made the comment, "Oh, they're decorating." Pretty amusing.
Yeah.
But this is in an area not normally where people go, correct?
Oh, yes. No, it's way off the path. Yeah.
I don't know if I could find it.
Yeah.
I could get close, but I don't know if I could find the exact location.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's the other pic of it.
Okay, that's one that I sent, and it's just you just can't tell enough with that picture. That was a small like little miniature tree, had interwoven some other branches on it, and like I say, you just can't tell from that. But we see a lot of stuff like that, and Mike has taught me to see these things that most people would walk by and wouldn't notice, but if you really pay attention, it's like, how did that happen?
Yep.
Couldn't be natural.
Yeah.
Here comes the video.
Okay, good.
This is not a hot jacket there. There's another one.
Yeah, sure enough. Look at this, Kara. It's made out of grapevine. There's none of that thorny stuff in there. And Mike's spotted another one up here. That is too cool for school.
But also not with a huge spine or something. That almost looks like a pig spine to me. That looks so. Yeah, that. Go ahead.
No, I
To
just
me,
said that's awesome. I've
that
never
is
seen
the
the
mo-
reef before.
That is, to me, the most amazing thing that I have seen. And I haven't seen as much stuff as these other guys have, but something that was intentionally formed like that, and a good 2 miles off of even a trail.
Oh yeah.
Just walking through
Yep.
the woods. I mean,
Yep.
this is not a place that, people would go and hang out. So something formed this. And Mike can tell you what happened 2 weeks later. But then I want to share something that Richard McCandlish told me when I told him about these reefs and ask his opinion on those. So Mike, tell them about the 2 weeks after that.
Well, or actually leading up to it and right after it, so my story is really well documented. It's actually the best version of it is on the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization on his YouTube, Charlie Raymond, Lindsey Raymond, and they called it the Beast of LBL. And my family and we had our first sighting and encounter, and it was the whole family. And at that time, I was the only one that really got the good visual. The neat thing about that is Charlie goes back, and that night he gets knocks, which is what kind of started our interest. We heard something knocking up in the woods while we were cooking hot dogs. And then he even gets howls that a guy named Monongahela examined these, and he thinks there was as many as 6 individuals. And you can tell it's different from the coyotes. So it's that's all on there. So ever since then, it's been a part of our lives, and we've gotten to a point, especially in this area. Now, there's some parts of LBL like Russian Creek. My family's not going there, just not. Over on DeMumbers Bay, I don't even like to go over there, but I'm not taking my family over there day or night. But this area, we've never really felt threatened. There's one kind of grumpy one, so. And we have a few interactions, 1 or 2 a year. My littlest girl, you could hear her in the background. She swears she saw Bigfoot's leg, and she says it YEG. But she'll tell you to this day she saw Bigfoot's yegg running away. But
She speaks the truth.
Yeah, so we're coming into this spot, and I prefer to be a fisherman. That's my passion, and so we're coming into a spot, and I'm getting ready for them to fish. Bluegill fishing, so they're nesting, they're spawning, pretty shallow water. We go into this cove, and the girls can smell something. And they said, "Man, this smells." And I said, "Well, there's all kinds of stuff." And one of the girls says, "Well, could it be Bigfoot?" And I said, "Well, we're actually in the right area." So my wife, who has had an at distance sighting now, but is wanting a good one, so she just says out loud to the woods, "Come on, Bigfoot, just walk out here and let me see you close up, please." Immediately, a tree is pushed over.
Oh wow!
I mean, it's over. So we actually, you've got the smell, you've got a coincidental, well-timed noise. We didn't catch a lot of fish there, so we got on out of there. But I was bound and determined to get back there, so we hiked back in. I guess that next weekend, We found all in one area some pig bones and a spine, just the spine. We found just the spine of a deer. We found where eggs of a turtle had been dug out and the stick had been used, and then they had all been eaten. Went on into the woods and found the wreaths and things. So was really cool. And then about 2 weeks later, we're going into the other side of this cove. It's probably, I don't know, it's half a mile away, but just over the ridge basically. And it was a bulldozer. We drifted in the back of this cove and a bulldozer went off through the woods, just snapping stuff. This was the only place. I've got a 19-inch footprint from there, from this area. I don't really go back. It's the grumpy one, and I thought, oh, it's going to tear off. I might be getting the order of these things mixed up, but all within a 2-week period, I was by myself drifting into the back of the main cove in a creek, and all of a sudden, about 50 yards in front of me, here comes a rock being thrown right in front of. I actually have what I think is the rock right in front of my boat. When I go back to get the rock, my wife and my daughters hear something growling and again breaking sticks in there, and didn't want to be there. I had to get on out of there. They wouldn't let me stay and fish. I went on back in the fall and coincidentally found one of many we've found deer bones right there, a carcass right there, in probably the only lane you could actually throw a rock and get it to right where it hit in front of my boat. So
Wow.
you've got, see, that's what I mean. You've got all this stuff. I'm fortunate. Most of my experiences, I have witnesses and people with me, so that helps me know I'm not crazy. But that's the area we are going to do our PathFinders mission in, because it has really been. And then Dusty found some great footprints, found some more bones. Mark went and scouted, found some more. There's deer bones everywhere, deer bones all over this place.
Hey,
And
Mike,
yes.
did you mention the part about what happened to the reefs? I don't remember hearing you say that.
Well, no. Then I was getting to that. So then a guy named Big Ray, good friend of ours, another Pathfinder, I got him out and we were actually fishing and just we're talking about it. And I said, well, let's just go in there and see if that stuff's still there. Reefs are gone. Reefs are gone. I don't take this stuff. I feel like, I don't know if it's just juveniles decorating. I don't know if it's ceremonial. I don't know if it's navigational. I kind of think there may be some substance. I've got a good friend, Todd Smith, actually, he's all over YouTube. He does a lot of work with the secretions in their hands, and he thinks maybe that can be seen in different light, or that reflects in a way that they can see this stuff. Maybe that's the purpose of navigation. I don't know. There's all kinds of theories, but I know it's not mine. I know they're not gifting these things to me when I stumble upon them. So I don't personally take them. I know a guy that does. He takes it all and reassembles it. But anyway, yeah. So they were all gone. Everything was gone, and there was tons of footprints around there. But like the whole area clean. Bones were gone. Reefs were gone. Everything.
Now, so that happened to us over in East Tennessee, where I seen my first one. We went back in,
Yeah.
I think it was a month later on, and they had taken down every one of their ambush sites and everything. I mean, they totally removed everything.
Wow.
Well, we see that in LBL and in the various areas that we see these little tree manipulations and symbols and things. It's very obvious, but you go back later, like months later, year later, and it's all gone. But you might find similar stuff, like 100, 200 yards away, or maybe another ridge over. Hey, I want to throw out, before I forget about it, what Mr. McCandlish said about the reefs. This gentleman I'm referring to, I just became acquainted with. He's from Hocking County in Ohio, and he's another 50-year veteran of research in the field. I'd never heard of him before until I heard him on Chris Reinhardt's show, and was actually lucky enough to talk with him on the phone for about a half hour. he had a term, maybe some of y'all know this. He called it wood talk. Have any of y'all ever heard that?
Mm.
They would talk to
just in
him.
that video that you sent, yes.
Yeah, it's
Was
the symbols that are being formed with trees, with limbs, with tree structures, so on and so forth, and that it means something. It's the language, and he claims that he was taught this over many years by some Indian people, and I don't remember what tribe or whatever that it was. And I told him about the reefs, and he said, well, he said, if you think about it, they've been around a long time. They've watched man for a long time. They've seen man come in and take over. They've seen man come in and kill other men. They've seen them, like bury, eulogize, honor other people. And he said, I don't know, but it could be that those reefs were there because at one time, a Sasquatch, a forest people, whatever you want to call them, may have died there, maybe even have been buried there, if they even do that. And I never even had given that a single thought. So that really made me think just a little bit. And this guy is a guy that's been around and for quite some time.
That's interesting. That's really interesting way to look at it too. I like that.
It kind of makes sense.
It does.
It does. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, we're we are, like, again, so fortunate. The biggest challenge is, I think, and this is something I like what Mark's got. He's got a piece of evidence. I tell people, and I'm fortunate enough to be a resource down here, and people come and they ask my opinion, and I'm glad they value it. And I tell them, here's what we're all searching for. I've got several pictures, and I can show you. I know it was something watching me, but it's not going to convince a non-believer. It's just not. It's just not. It's not going to do it. And it's sad now, the way AI is running rampant. You could probably have a dead one, a live one in a cage, 50 videos, its fingerprints, a signed affidavit, and there's going to be a bunch of people that don't believe you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%.
And so Mark's actually got a picture. It's one of those things. It starts standing up to that scrutiny, and when you look at it, you've at least got to say, even if you don't believe, you've got to say, well, it looks like there was something there, and now there's nothing there. He's done a good job of going back. That's actually one of my biggest complaints. I tried. And the few pictures I've taken, I have gone back and put myself in that situation. I have gone up there and looked. Was it a tree stump? Was it a branch? Was it something that could have been a misidentified? Was it the lighting? Was it the angle? So I've gone back the same time of day and taken the same picture from the same spot to at least show now there's nothing there. And he's done that work. He's got a great height comparison. And so I'm excited to talk about that, because it is one of those that maybe pushes it into that. You got to start believing in this stuff when you see this.
I don't know if you see that, saw that comment that Miss Anita made, that they are visible around cemeteries, so they see reefs laid on graves.
I couldn't see it. That's very clever. That's
good comment, Miss.
Yeah, that was a good observation, though.
Yeah,
I'm stealing that. Was it Anita? Anita, I just added that to my repertoire. Thank you very much.
I think she's from down there in Alabama.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, she came up to LBL when we were around cemetery. So yes.
Wow.
Mark, he's kind of quiet compared to a lot of us, but so I got to throw out there, he should be the mayor of LBL. I think he's been to every inch of that place and analyzed and searched out. When he sees somebody on there that's had some sort of experience, he lets his detective experience kick in, and it's like it eats him up until he finds out where this place is. And he's figured out so much about LBL, and I've learned so much from him.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I retired law enforcement of 37 years, so I do try to go about it in a investigative way, try to figure out some of the what ifs, but I'm always learning. So I learned a lot from these guys, and I learned from you NCI guys when we were together. So, and on your podcast when you have guests in, I learned things.
Oh yeah,
I learned something from Miss Anita just now. So this is good.
Well, you must have started when you was 5 years old, then.
no, he's just caught up. That dude, I'm telling you, he's got they've built him a cabin there. They've got him a parking spot. They're going to put a Forest Service sticker on his truck. He is there, man. They're putting him to work. He's there so much.
He just seems like he's a lot younger than that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, he plays young. He's actually not, but he plays very young. He does. He does.
It's his boyish good looks.
There you go. There you go.
All right, let's move on to something other than my age. What do you say? Do you want to bring up the picture, and I'll be happy to talk about investigation that's been going on since May of last year, since we are now in.
Which one's that?
The ones that I sent, you'd have a rock face with a comparison. There was also
this one,
an original picture and a lightened up picture, contrast and stuff lighted. Okay, so the picture on the left was the original picture that I took in May of 2025. But this was before PathFinders was founded, and I would have to go out alone as the Cryptid division of Night Vision Paranormal because everybody else is working and has other obligations. So this day I decided to go a solo kayak. I hiked in this area many times. It is well known for dogman encounters. Launched the kayak and went alongside the lakeshore of Kentucky Lake. Didn't see anything, didn't hear anything, just took some normal pictures, landscape pictures and pictures of the wildlife. I sent them to my daughter, who is a co-founder of Night Vision Paranormal, and she scoured every picture in the hopes of finding something. She sent me a message back, said, "Oh, you got something," and she sent me that. So since then, I've made numerous, the whole group has made numerous follow-up investigations to this area by foot, by kayak, with drone, trying to get a height comparison. Now, this was on May 28th, picture on the left. 2 days later, I've got another picture there that shows the same area with the dark figure that's there, was not there 44 hours later. So ever since then, I've made numerous trips back, again, placing measuring stick, trying to get the right location, trying to get a picture. So in just this month, I was able to finally, the leaves came off the trees, and I was able to get a measuring stick in there, which I had marked. You can see on the right side at 765, and there's another one 4 feet with police caution line tape, actually. And it was, after I placed it, this is on a very sheer rock face. It takes considerable effort to get to this location. But the winds were too hard for me to fly the drone to try to get my comparison picture. So I had to go back yet again by kayak and trying to approximate the distance from the shoreline and the angle that I was at on the original picture. Again, I didn't know I caught anything that first time. So tried to, there's the, what we call spiky tree, which is up and to the left. And you can see that, the rock face, the line, the crack in the rock face, and then there's a line of boulders along the bottom there. So I set the stick and had to come back again the next day and was able to finally get my comparison. So based on that, the head, if you go straight across from the 5 foot line, the middle of the head is at about 5 feet, and the ear, or 5.5 feet, and the ears are just below 6 feet. So I'd ask the question, we posted this earlier today. I'd ask the question, do you think this is on 4 feet? Do you think it's on 2 feet and it is slightly hunched over? What do you think it is? So that has been since May of last year, to finally get the height comparison that I was looking for. This is just down from where Randy's wife had her sighting. It's in the same location that Mike and Tricia from Monsters Unleashed had their sightings and experiences with the smell, and it's a hot area. So I was happy to finally get this investigation concluded so far, but believe me, we're still going back, and that is an upcoming PathFinders mission that we've got planned. We've already got locations, team assignments, communications figured out, and I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. And remember, fellas, it's not too far. When you guys were there, we, and Mark was with me. We had a group on into Rushing Creek, had some orbs come down. I saw something with a first set of red glowing eyes I've seen. And I know when you guys were in there, we were compromised, but everybody heard and a lot. I think a couple of you guys saw that thing staying off in the woods, kind of paralleling us. This is all in the same area, probably in a mile radius, if that.
Yep.
One question on that picture. Would that be, and I don't know, not ever been there, but would that be a good observation spot where it could actually be maybe sitting and watching what's going on down below it? Or
well, apparently it was. This is about, I'm going to say it's about 100 feet down from the very top of the ridge. It's very, very steep. Get down to this part, it's sheer rock face, and from there it drops another 80 feet straight down into Kentucky Lake. So this is very difficult. Just so happens that location where it is standing and my measuring stick is standing is a ledge big enough for something to stand on. So it definitely it would be a good observation point looking out over Kentucky Lake. And apparently that's what it was doing when it was watching me my kayak that very first time. I was just trying to do something different because I had heard, I knew Mike had sightings from his boat. He's out in the boat all the time. He's able to pull up and find footprints. And so I said, I'm going to try something different. I had not been on the kayak in that area for that purpose. And I guess I got lucky. So I don't know for sure. I can't say 100% what it is. I can tell you 100% that on May 28th, that figure was there. And on May 30th, it was not, and it's never been there since. And I've personally been there numerous times now.
Yeah. And I've been there.
Like a stump. There's nothing there to be misconstrued. I came back the 44 hours later. I came back and approximated the same time of day to get the angle from the sun coming in, trying to get something similar. So that's the original picture with the contrast, shadow, and exposure tweaked a little bit, makes it stand out some. Could it be a bear? Yeah, I guess it could. There's not many in Albia, but there are some, and it makes the news every time there's a bear sighting. So could be, yeah. I guess it's possible.
I don't
think it looks like a bear, but
I don't think it could be a bear because if you look at it, it's got shoulders. You can see where the shoulders come around like ours do, and a bear's is straight down. So it definitely ain't a bear.
No. And Mike thinks there's something else in the background, maybe another one. Is that what you thought, Mike?
Yeah, I think there's actually two figures there. And I was just going to interject, I've been fishing this lake regularly since 1988 and fished that several times a year. There is a 0% chance there was a person in a Bigfoot or werewolf suit in that area. 0%. Yep.
Yeah. Nobody knew I was going.
Yep.
It's not an easy area to get to.
Yep.
So we don't think it was a hoax. No.
Nope.
No, I think you had one sitting up there watching you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Again, it's in a hot spot that I learned about from Martin Groves. Learned a lot from that gentleman, and that's the reason I picked that area, and that's what we got.
Yeah.
And
Harley.
I mean, all of us, every one of us will have to admit, them things love sitting and watching you.
Oh, yes.
And And what better place to set somewhere where it's 8 foot down to the water, can't sneak in behind it. So it's got it. All it's got to do is stand up and go up the hill a couple steps, and it's out of sight. So
That's it.
It looked
that's
like
great.
it was a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it was bent at the knees?
I think it was hunched over. Yeah.
I think it's hunched over.
I get, what's funny about it, Mark and I talk, I get really excited about this, and then he actually gets excited about the wreath we found. It's like we want to, if they were trading cards, we'd be trading these things right now.
That's a good idea. We need to do that. PathFinder trading cards.
I looked at it today, and it looked to me like it was hunched over, like you could almost see like a right, like, I don't know if you call it an arm or a leg or what you call it, but it looked like that to me. But I'm just wondering what you all think. If this is a creature there, I believe it is. Is it a dogman type creature, or is it some type of Bigfoot type creature, or something else?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Dogman.
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 Mm-hmm.
That's my
Yeah, with him talking about the ears being so long and all of that.
Well, just from the snout look on it, the sharp ears on top, that wasn't no Bigfoot. I mean, that had more of all the telltale signs of a dogman.
Yep.
At least for what I could tell.
Yep, I concur with that.
Speaking of the devil, let's take a look at this one and tell us about this one.
Well, I included that in there. So this was the evening that we were all together. I have sleep trouble. Don't really sleep when we're camping. And so I was up. It was probably around 3 a.m. And I tell you, so Randy's wife kind of verified this as well. This is what LBL does to you. So I'm looking across the bay, and I'll just tell you, this is in Colson Hollow, right where we all were. And y'all been there. So I'm looking across the bay, sitting by the fire, and I hear footsteps and shine my light. And there are three little pigs coming, three little pigs coming right down the shore. And then they disappear. And then I hear just what I think is a pig fighting another pig, and then it goes up a notch, and I realize something is killing a pig. Then two little pigs just reappear down the bank. A coyote runs down the bank, and every deer in the place runs on into that big field. And I hear something stomping off the other way, cannot track it with my light, and up into the woods. It sounded bipedal to me when it was walking off that night. So I went over there the next day. There's a sycamore tree there that kind of comes up and branches out. Behind this thing, there is a 6 foot deep, 20 foot long hole where the pigs go in and wallow around, and it butts right up to the woods. If you were a predator, all you would have to do was lay there in the leaves, and you could jump down on whatever was in there. And it's totally invisible from the bank. You just think it's when you're on the other side. So it was funny. We were there a few weeks later, and Kim, they like to rock hunt, and she came back and she said, "There's this big hole over there. Did you see that?" And I said, so I walked over there the next morning, and that's what I found. And it turns out that there had been people within probably a 5-mile radius over the last 4 years which have found similar. That is basically 5 inches this way and 5 inches this way. Up there at the top of my toe, that's my foot in the picture. Up there in the top is a regular coyote print. So that up there at the top of my toe is what your average 30 to 60 pound coyote is working with. And then there's that. Wow. So there you go.
Well, boys, here's an interesting question here. Are there reports of any large reptiles in the LBL?
I've got a story for you.
Yes. My dad has had a sighting of something over in Barkley Lake, and I'll just say, Martin, You know, Martin spent 30 years just digging behind the scenes, getting stories from people, unpublished stuff. I'm not going to speak for him about it, but he's told me a very credible story about something. And again, my dad, and he didn't know, I had not told him what my dad had seen, and Martin tells me about this, and then it corroborates exactly what my father has seen. And I've hit something in my boat in the lake, almost sunk my boat. So yes, yes.
Randy, you hit something?
Yes. I know a gentleman, he's actually older than I am, if you can believe that, by almost 10 years.
Not possible.
But he had a sighting. He will not come forward. I mean, Kim and I interviewed him and wrote down his story. He lives close to us, but he's also an avid bow hunter. And he was bow hunting in LBL. I don't know how many decades ago this was. And he was hunting with another gentleman who was a respected banker in the town of Springfield, which is also where Martin lives and pretty close to where I live. So they were bow hunting and up in a tree. He always said he just climbed up in a tree. He didn't have a stand. He just climbed up a tree. And he says he hears this sound and he looks, and there is this 8-foot long giant anteater coming through the woods. That's the kind of the look that I had when I heard the story. So the thing wanders off, and Mr. So-and-so, Mr. X, I'll call him, gets down out of his tree, finds his other partner, who once again is a respected banker from Springfield, and said, "You'll never believe what I saw." And Mr. Other guy said, "A giant anteater." And he said, "Yep."
Yeah.
Well, I told that story to a gentleman named Joe Ballou. He may be on here tonight. Mike knows him.
Yep.
Mark
Yep.
might.
Yep.
Super nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Also from the Springfield area.
Great
Had
cook.
seen one of these things. Yeah, oh, he's a great cook. Seen one of these things over in Robertson County when he was younger. So I don't know what to make of that. I believe the gentleman that told me this, I believe him 100%. No reason not to. But there is some strange stuff that happens in LBL. And I don't know what it's related to. I don't know if it's a spiritual thing. I don't know if it's ghostly, paranormal, supernatural,
All of it.
whatever you want to call it. I don't think it was an 8-foot anteater that walked up here from like South America or something.
No.
I don't know. But there you go. That's the closest thing to a lizard story that I've got for you.
That's pretty
And I
awesome.
guess that's my question, guys. I guess my question. Hey, Brian Sawyer from Michigan here. Why LBL? As I can see on all the maps, like here in Michigan, it has so much to do with the water. I'm sure there's huge cave systems down there. But why else LBL? It seems so crowded there with cryptid activity. You know, I'd love to know what the reasons are.
There's a lot of answers.
Well, you know, from somebody that's been here, my family was some of the family displaced. I've just been recently researching and finding out. My dad always said that my great grandfather's grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee. I've since found out that it was four greats was full-blooded Chickasaw. But from around here, so there has been a presence around here, and for whatever reason, and again, Martin has been such a great resource. But I've got a book written by a local guy as well. I think it starts with the Native Americans who were here and hunted and maybe settled, but there was always some kind of something. I honestly think you've got water flowing. You know, these two rivers flow north. And then you got the Ohio and the Mississippi that flow down. And if there's one little thing going on under, you've got some kind of weird vortex going on. So I think you start with Native American legends, and you've got the popular one about the Shawnee that the Shawnee medicine man that turned into a dog man and started killing his own tribe, and then they killed him, and he cursed the land. You've got just the sheer amount of weirdness with the cemeteries and things that were involved with the relocation, the multiple relocations that happened. There's two. There's the Kelly Green man, and then there's the, I'm going to forget his name, Mantell was
Mantel.
there's two very, yes, there's very good documented UFO stuff, and that UFO was headed right this way. Aaron Deese actually, or what was Eli Watson, maybe one of them for Small Town Monsters, did a thing about that called Lost Contact. You've got the Bell Witch that is not too far away from here. In Hopkinsville, you've got a guy named Edgar Casey, which is a great story. A noted psychic. He almost, he basically did drown when he was young, and then he came back with this power. They called him the Sleeping Prophet.
Mhm.
So you've got all that weirdness there. Then, because it's such an isolated area, I tell people when I got here full time in the 80s, so I'm a military brat. My first trip I remember to LBL was in 1982. I moved over here in 87, 88 to go to my junior year of high school, but I came here every summer of my life. They would warn you about wild men. They would warn you about the ghosts and paranormal stuff. They would warn you about serial killers. They would warn you about people that had been displaced but had not left and were resentful. And then they would warn you about witches. There's a very popular story here about the vampire murders and a guy named Rod Farrell and the Vampire Hotel. It was already a well-established occult area. That's why those vampire guys, the vampire clan, went there. There was witchy stuff, pentagrams, burnt candles, sacrificed animals all over this place in the 80s. So, you know, I tell people that, and again, we were talking, I think Mark was by a fire, and we were out there with Martin, and I was telling him that, and he's like, witches? And then Martin, from a law enforcement perspective, has stories about calls they had coming here to break up all the witches. So I think, and now you've got of course then the massacre story and the cryptid story. I don't know if that answers the question. I just know since time has been documented in this area, there has been some weird stuff happening. And then the military, the coup de grace is Fort Campbell and the military stuff that happens. And so you take your pick.
I got one more thing to add to that.
Go ahead.
What was produced at Land Between the Lakes?
Of course, the iron. Yeah.
Iron ore. There's evidence of blue slag all over the place, which is a byproduct of iron ore production,
and a lot of ground disruption. So if you do have a sacred area that is supposed to be untouched and maybe cherished, worshipped, guarded by the Indians or some Native American thing, tons of ground disruption, which always seems to go with that kind of paranormal stuff.
Yeah, it just, I mean, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked it, because there's so many different ways you could answer it. I mean, we could talk about that for hours.
Oh, absolutely.
The history of the place and how that could have, caused some of these manifestations. I want to throw something out real quick. I wanted to do it at the very first, and I did not. I noticed Trisha's on here tonight making comments. Trisha has been suffering from kidney stones. Severely lately, and I just want everybody to pray for her and hope she's feeling better.
Yep, absolutely.
Good stuff. So are we connecting then? Just to clarify, my belief is there everything in between, from extreme paranormal, interdimensional, down to different kinds of Sasquatch just being more biological. Are we convinced that they're all paranormal, or, like I said, just kind of everything in between?
From my perspective, and I don't want to hog the conversation here, I look at it from a Christian standpoint, and I do believe if you look at the Nephilim stuff, uh, in the Bible, and then you've also got the story of Esau that was in the Old Testament, that was basically born hairy, covered in red hair, and a man of the forest. So just based on those two stories, I think it can be both, and I really think if it's half supernatural and out from another dimension, in half of this dimension in this world, you're going to have needs and abilities that are representative of both things. So they ask, why would they come here? Well, if they're half from here, they're gonna need some things from here. Maybe it's food,
Right.
and then if they've got abilities that allow them to transfer over, I tell people, and it rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Um, if you're a Christian, you have to believe in multiple dimensions and multiple dimension beings. That is basically a supernatural interdimensional handbook. It just is. It just is. Now, the way we interpret that and go about making that make sense differs between us all. But at its root, it tells of a whole huge world, even the universe that God created and put us in, and we're not His only creations. So that's the way I look at it.
I totally agree with that. And it's a subject that interests me greatly. I spend a lot of time reading and studying about that. The problem is Western religion has gotten away from the idea of the supernatural.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset altogether. If you go over to Africa, for instance, I've talked to missionaries in Africa from a very conservative, and this is another subject. I don't want to get on a soapbox or anything, but maybe missionaries that come from a super conservative belief system and go over to Africa, and they're like, I don't have any explanation about how this happened or why it happened. And this has sort of opened my eyes up to a lot more interest and belief in the supernatural world, and it I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, but there's LBL's got a lot going on. I guess that's the reason I like going there so much.
So 5 years ago, probably the first time I ever heard anybody say Bigfoot disappeared, it cloaked, and there's a paranormal aspect to it. And I just went, what? Because growing up, there was a Bigfoot up in California in the Pacific Northwest, and there was no such thing around here. People that I trust, Martin Groves and Mike, being two of them, have seen portals, have seen these things disappear into and out of trees and other things. I haven't seen that, but I trust these men and what they say. So there's a paranormal aspect to it that we just don't understand. At least I don't, but I hope to.
Right. Good stuff, guys.
Yeah, it is. These guys are awesome. They blew me away up at the LBL. It was incredible. Their knowledge, their skill in the woods, how they move, how they talk, how they communicate. They were incredible. I mean, I was blown away by them. They're good. They're great guys, and their personality is fantastic.
Their boyish good looks.
I don't think I'll go that far.
So you can find on Facebook, Night Vision Paranormal, or on Facebook and TikTok. PathFinders is on Facebook and YouTube under PathFinders Public. Please check us out. Join in. And Mike, you want to add anything on your site?
Well, I've got my own. I don't publicize it. It's called Smith Ridge Adventures. It's a YouTube, and I post my experiences and pictures and things. I just had a couple decent, pretty creepy encounters here in the last few months, and so I've posted video summaries of those as well, and my evidence. Again, I focus everything now towards the PathFinders, pretty much.
Were there any other pictures that we didn't get to?
Yeah, there's a sack full of them.
I don't know how long you want to go, but
Yeah, how long y'all want to run here?
been on over an hour now.
Yeah,
Hey, I've got the daylight.
I'm good.
I usually go to bed about 7:30.
I don't think it'll hurt anybody's feelings to go at least 30 more minutes at the minimum.
Okay.
I'm going to throw this picture up right here and we'll let them discuss this.
That is just some of the bones we found at the wreath site that day. Yep. And there's 2 or 3 that show the different sets of bones in the turtle eggs. I think I sent you. Yep. There's turtle eggs, all cracked open, and turtles missing. Yep.
And we found something other similar to that when we were up there at the LBL, but we was finding mussel shells 2.5 to 3 miles away from the lake, and we couldn't figure out how in the name of God they got there. It just blew us away.
Yep.
And here's this one.
Yep.
That's something you'll find at LBL a lot is those freshwater mussel shells. They're all over.
When the lake, and so you guys were there, they had already started the drawdown for the fall to get down to winter pool, and a lot of those mussels, which if you pick up a live one, I don't know if you can feel the water jet. They can move. If you pick one up, a lot of times they'll squirt you.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they get trapped up in there and they don't go on out. So they're really easy pickings in the fall for something that wanted to from the bank, or you wouldn't have to wait out too far. You could load up on those.
The guys, you'll remember,
You can find it at the moment.
deer bones. We found deer bones up near Mount Pleasant, and it was the telltale things that we have seen here with fractured ribs.
Yeah. Yep.
And also, Jerry, we also found catfish bones up there too.
That's right.
That
I forgot
was-
about.
They was with the deer bones.
How far away from the water source was that?
We was right at Mount Pleasant Cemetery.
Okay, you're talking about LBL.
Yeah.
That's a long way from water source.
Oh, long way. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can throw something in, since we're talking deer, and I want to tell this, and maybe it'll take Trisha's mind off of her kidney stones because she loves me to tell this story because she was there. I went in with Monsters Unleashed, Mike and Trisha and Doug, and we were at Martin Grove's encounter site. So we were walking just inside the woods from a field, just inside the woods, 25 feet, and there was an 11-point deer skull there. Still had some flesh on it, okay, and the first vertebrae was still attached. There was no other body. There was no deer bones of any other sort right there, just a ripped off head. And Tricia loves me to tell the story because she said, I'm so jealous because she was behind me and I found it first.
It was big too.
So there's no hunter that's going to just take the body and leave an 11-point.
You got Layla's deer
really
head.
nice rack on it there.
Randy was trying to compete. He would have my daughter out. He graciously gave this to my daughter, but this one doesn't compare. He lost the competition. It's only 4 points.
Now this is the same area.
But Layla likes that one a lot more.
Yeah. This is the same area. Again, this is Martin Grove's encounter from 1993. He's told us about other horses, buffalo, pig, and deer, just the heads in this same area. So what is in this area that Martin had previously encountered? Scary, scary stuff that's taken the heads, leaving what a hunter would take. No other bones around it, and it's not like it had been there for 20 years because there was still some flesh attached to it. It still stunk a little bit, but there was no body there.
Yeah, I'm gonna add I'm gonna add my 0% chance. I think I might start a column or some kind of thing. There is a 0% chance a hunter or anybody left that thing you found because it was beautiful.
It was. It was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yep. 0% chance.
Y'all remember when we were up, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I casted that print down by the lake.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Nice.
Look at there.
How
Look
many
at there.
How many
That's a good
toes
size
or
print.
claws is that?
Wow.
I didn't get a good print because the deer had stepped on it, and it took part of the print out.
Wow.
But you can see how big the main part of the print is.
Yes.
Part of my hand.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
So, do you think that's a dogman print?
I think it is. I really do.
Or a wolf, or both. Yeah.
It would have to be a big wolf. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, it was right there below the camp.
Yep. Yep.
And was this
Yep.
around Colson?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
I love that print.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Oh yeah, Trisha, she just forgot to take the rack. Hope I gave you a laugh.
Oh,
Man, we're getting so many questions. Questions and comments. It's hard to keep up over here.
I can't see them. I can't see them at all.
Oh, we're getting. I mean, they're just a constant flow. It's awesome.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. I love
like
when
to
the audience gets into what we're doing.
I'd
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to know who Big Henry is. Big Henry apparently knows some of the same people that I know, but I don't know Big Henry. Do y'all know who that is?
He's big.
Not right off.
I don't know.
Big Henry, send me a friend request.
All right. There you go.
Let me show this one.
Yeah, I think that's the one, Randy. Is that the one you made me cast?
I don't think that is.
Oh, is that the one that
It
Elizabeth
could be.
cast? Maybe.
It could be. I sent a picture of the cast. I did not include a picture. Well, there you are.
Yep. There it
I
is.
did not send that one. You must have did that.
I did. I sent that one in. That's so I've got an area, and I don't take many people to it. I've taken Randy in there, but I can almost guarantee prints in this area. And there's a couple track traps. There's just a couple seeps, and I mean, there's an area as big around as a 5-gallon bucket that they got to sit in. The rest is dry, and I found that one day and put it on my Facebook page, and I don't cast much. I don't. I'm bad about it. And I was disappointed the first one I ever cast. Well, Jeff Meldrum said it wasn't a Bigfoot anyway. And then even though it was big, it's actually laying right here behind me. This is the first one I ever cast. And Jeff Meldrum said the mid-tarsal break was too far up and this was something else. So it didn't turn out like I thought they would. And I don't do it. I like the pictures of them better, but I posted that and Randy's like, hey, I'll be up there tomorrow. Well, let's go. So we went back in and cast it, and it didn't turn out as great as it should have.
It didn't, but it was a lot of fun. And
yeah.
I sent a picture of the cast, and beside it is my daughter. A couple of years ago, gave me a golden replica of the Patty cast. It was like the 100-year anniversary or something. I don't remember what it was, but so I had that cast that we made that day, Mike, and right beside the Patty cast.
Cool.
And yours was a lot
1967.
Yeah. Wow.
That's an awesome year.
So this is and I've got a video. If you go to Smith Ridge Adventures, I've got a video where this is part of a track line. I believe it was February. I had found one in a creek and where they had stepped on a bank and was actually trying to be scientific and measure that. And then my wife was up ahead a little bit and she said, come check this out. And it's about 14 inches long. I didn't weigh it in there, but and again, way off the track, not in an area where I can clearly see that's a barefoot print. Don't ask everybody to see things the way I see, but that's actually one of my favorites, just because my wife found it.
That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that.
No.
Kara also had that experience at Sugar Bay with that growling type thing going on, I believe, that scared the crap out of her.
Oh yeah, that was the thing when I had the sighting and I was trying to get them to see it, and it just moved so quick they never could lock in on it. My oldest daughter saw the tree shaking, but as we drifted down the bank and I hit that engine was going to go to the other side, this thing growled and she heard it, and well, she heard it, over in Rhodes Bay, she heard it, and if you want to hear one scream, I tell you what, we were in the place we go, Randy, where I took you, where all those big fields are, where we did the comm test.
Yeah.
And there was some owls messing around, and I was just showing my girls how you could get an owl to call back at you, and then at the 200 or 300 yards away, this was just an unreal scream. Again, I've got a video. We actually went after it. We let it die down, but we went into this creek, and I've got a track line of 8 prints that we found. But this thing just roared. You want to hear one scream, take my wife out with you, because it's money. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Apparently, PathFinders
Hey,
Public
Tricia.
is on here.
Do what?
PathFinders Public is on here.
That's us.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
There's
Okay.
Trisha.
All
Hope
right.
you're feeling better.
Trisha's seen a lot of stuff up there. She's had orbs. She's had screams, growls, photographs. She is a hard charger.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, they are good investigators. I will definitely say that.
Yep. Yep.
I've got one more picture that'll wind the pictures up.
Okay. Well, I'll let Randy talk about that. This is the one we just found, right, Randy?
I believe so. I think I did send that one, and I don't remember if it was. I think that was Sayville Bay.
Mhm.
I was looking for the pictures from the Rhodes Bay area around where all the cocoa berries were up on that ridge where we found all that. But for some reason, I cannot find those pictures. But yeah, this is just another an odd formation of bowed trees and odd laying stick structures. This is one we walked around from all kinds of different angles and looked at it. It's also, I wish I'd have got that other picture of that. Almost looked like it almost looked like a round, like looking glass made out of a tree, a little tree. But that was right beside all of this stuff. But yeah, it's just some of the stuff we'd look at and wonder about.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll give you guys a tip, and we don't usually give away all of our spots on here, but if you guys, these guys will get a laugh out of it. If you're going to Chambers Cemetery in Land Between the Lakes, and you've already got a group of guys that say they're at Chambers Cemetery, and you decide to use your local knowledge and walk the bank of the river and then jump right up the hill where Chambers Cemetery actually is, just just know there's a wooden sign on the trail that says Chambers Cemetery. You got to go 200-300 more yards to actually get to the cemetery. So I caught up with these guys late, and I'm trying to get them on walkies, and I could hear Mark going, "We're at Chambers Cemetery." It's a big hill to climb.
Yeah.
And I climb up there, and I'm like, "Where are you guys at?" "We're at the cemetery." "I'm standing in the cemetery." And then so I go on up there, and then he's like, "Why are you huffing and puffing, Mike?"
Yeah.
I just climbed 200 feet up to surprise you guys, and you weren't there. So
Yeah, I didn't even know where you were coming from. I couldn't
Yeah.
figure it out.
yeah, well, there's 2 signs. So when you hit that wooden sign, you're in the right direction. Go on past it a couple hundred yards, and you're right in there.
Okay, UFO activity. Should we talk about the bright light?
I wish Martin was on. Man, this was a cool thing. I think he got the best view of what that was. But go ahead.
I was looking right at it.
Oh, you saw it? Okay,
Yeah.
then fire it up.
Absolutely, yeah. We were
Yeah.
at Colson Hollow at night. I don't remember what time it was, but it was good dark. It was not like dusk or anything. It was real dark. No lights on, just the fire we were just chatting, burning time. And some of us, myself and being one, my wife being one, we were sitting facing this ridge where Colson Cemetery is. And then back behind us would be Colson Bay. So y'all have been there. You know what I'm talking about. So we're just talking, and all of a sudden the sky just illuminated. And when I say illuminated, it didn't shine on the hill, the ridge. It was like backlit. So you could see the ridge line and the trees and all that kind of stuff. And it was just bright white for like 1 second.
Yep.
And then it was gone. And there was like about 8 of us sitting around the fire. Mark was not there. He was on an investigation in some haunted house or something.
Yeah, in Paducah, Night Vision Paranormal. So I wasn't there for that one.
So even the people that weren't facing the ridge, maybe they were looking into the bay, were like, what was that? Because it was so bright, it illuminated all the other stuff too.
Yeah, fellas, you guys that have been there, it illuminated when you come in there, and then you've got to come through the creek and on around that entire stretch into that far tree line. So I had my back to it. All of a sudden, the entire sky, for as far as you can see, is bright white.
There's Martin.
No sound, just whoosh, everything, and everybody just stopped the conversation. We're like, "What was that?" And it kind of came up. There was a lot of explanations given. There was some meteor activity that night all over. There's always the military activity with flares and things. There was actually moments later a helicopter came right up the trace, and then a few moments it came right down the middle of the lake after that. But I'm telling you, from my angle, it looked like this thing actually came up to illuminate the whole. It's just crazy.
Yeah. I have no idea what it was.
Well, Martin said that the light flew the horizontal across the bay, did not fall from the sky, hovered over us, then came into the woods, gently landing on the ground. Immediately after landing, they heard wood knocks.
Yep.
Wow. That's all I can say. Wow.
Yeah.
It's just fun stuff out there, guys.
I know. I'm jealous. You guys are up there getting all activity. We're getting more activity in some new areas we're going to. So we're hoping things will start bucking up a little bit. Usually we get most of ours around January, February, March area.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get a lot in September when they're feeling a little, how should we say, anxious.
There you go.
Frisky.
There you go. Yep.
Well, let's go out to
I got to get up there and get Mark to take me fishing.
Heard that. He had me wanting to go fishing. I was looking for my fishing pole.
Yeah. Come on, open invitation. I slow down April and May. Well, I'm not now. I got to make up a week of work here that I've missed for all this ice. But yeah.
We're all interested in the cryptid stuff and the scary stuff, but LPL is a place that has a lot of beautiful things to experience also.
Yep.
So if you're not into the cryptid stuff, you want to search for, like rocks like my wife does, or Indian artifacts, or go to beautiful places like Hematite Lake and Honker Lake and hike the trails. It's a wonderful place. It just happens to be spooky too.
Yep.
I'd bring my wife, but she ain't gonna stay in a tent. So if she wants a hotel room, warm, comfortable, so
Well, you could stay over at Wrangler's camp, which has rustic cabins. Doesn't have a bathroom inside, but you have to go outside and go to the bathhouse, and that's also where people have had encounters. But there's another place close by to that Sinclair station. What's that called, Mike? Or
Canton? Up in Canton?
Yeah, Canton. There's some. It's called Fish Camp. It's like $85 a night, and that's a nice little rustic cabin with the bathroom and kitchen and stuff like that. And that's just right
I
near
might be able to
Lake
get her in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Barkley Lodge, and Kentucky State Resort Park. They're not. We're talking 10 minutes. So that's good amenities. She would like that.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
she you got to remember now. She's a city girl from New Orleans, so she wants to be comfortable regardless. So
Yep.
you know, that's
Is
why
she
there's
Right
pretty
there
good
in
cook?
Canton.
water sitting out there.
Right,
Hey George, is she a good cook?
Oh shit, that's why I'm fat.
That's great.
hey, can I just throw something in?
Yeah.
Right there where Randy's talking about in Canton, which is just across the bridge outside of LBL, on February 7th at the Golden Pond Distillery, there's going to be a Cryptid town hall, and Martin Groves is going to be one of the speakers. I believe Daryl Denton. I'm drawing a blank. Who's the other? Steve Causey.
Well, Steve Causey's going to be there. Yes. Yep. With a big announcement supposedly about this massacre thing. He's got some new evidence.
I'm
So
actually going to be on his show Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, okay.
But anybody that's around the area, come to the Golden Pond Distillery, see some new evidence, I believe, is going to be presented. There's going to be people telling their stories. You get to hear some very professional and experienced people, like I mentioned. And they're going to have a special run of moonshine, the beast the beast between the rivers. And Martin's going to be autographing bottles of the moonshine.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
anybody around February 7th, Golden Pond Distillery, just right outside the LBL, you need to come on down. PathFinders is going to be there. Hopefully we'll get a lot of people, maybe learn some new stuff.
Yep. Yeah. What is it? 5? Is it 5 o'clock? Isn't it 5 o'clock?
5 or 6. I'd have to look up, but it's
Okay.
I believe it's
be
5
there at
o'clock.
5 because there may be a big crowd.
I asked them about tickets. There's no tickets. You just show up.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. That's fantastic. I love hearing stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, Rob, what do you think, brother?
Well,
You just
I'll
want
tell you what.
and I know what you're thinking.
What's that?
You just want the moonshine. I know what you're thinking, but let's get to the show.
Why didn't somebody tell me that was up there when we was in the LBL?
Because we
were
wanted to
on
keep
duty.
looking for Bigfoot.
You're on duty. Yeah, that's right.
It's just some historical
That
news.
was 40 mile wrong. I mean, geez. I'm aggravating. But I'll tell you what now. These guys, when we were up there, I couldn't ask for a better bunch of guys, extremely knowledgeable. They were they acted just exactly like they had known us for 25 years, and we hadn't been around them 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And when you find individuals like that, you don't find friends. You find brothers, you find family members, and I wouldn't take $1 million for either one of these guys. And I'm looking forward to doing it again. Now,
absolutely.
Now, the one thing that I forgot to mention while I was up there, because I was all tied up, wound up into the massacre site, that Hotel California or Vampire Hotel or whatever it was, that's on my bucket list to go to when we go back up there.
Well, there's two
both.
different ones. There's
Yeah,
the Hotel
two.
California. That's the Marlar House. And then the Vampire Hotel is a different thing. They've actually leveled most of the structure. I can take you right to it. It's surprisingly easy to find. So it's worth seeing. It's worth seeing.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Hotel California is pretty cool. Been there a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we are wrap it up. Let these fellas go.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
been so
We'll
gracious.
find out.
They've been so gracious to join us, man. I just don't want to let them go. I enjoy listening to them.
I can sit here and listen to them till daylight. I mean, I've got nothing but time and whatever YouTube will let us go.
There you go. There
You
you
got
go.
all those goats to take care of.
That's
That's
true.
Yeah, speaking of the devil, I just got a message there a second ago that one baby goat that we found that was born sometime today hadn't been born too awful long. I think Mama's done spit out another one.
Wow.
Oh,
All right.
So I think I'm fixing to go over and have a massive island of Dr. Moreau all over again. And the reason why I say that, you guys gonna get a kick out of this. I've got a fainting goat
Oh yeah.
that wound up spitting out twins. Well, the twins that she had wasn't by another fainting goat. These guys will verify what I'm telling you. I may have showed you at the LBL, I don't remember. Before we took him and sold him because he was getting too rough and getting too violent, I had a Lamachi goat. He weighed 325 pounds, stood
Wow.
over 7.5 feet tall when he stood up on his hind feet.
Wow.
So this fainting goat, she spit out 2 twin Lamachi goats. Go figure. I didn't figure she was tall enough for the contact to take place. But the only thing I can figure out, I do have a bench over at the barn we always sit on. I'm about 110% convinced she got up on that bench and turned around and said, "Come here, big boy."
Where there's a will, there's a way.
That's true.
Either that or she found the garden hose.
Oh man. Oh man.
these guys get more punchy
Hey,
when they
just
get
bring
work.
him to LBL and turn him loose, and in a couple years there'll be a whole nother path for us to all go down. Yep.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Wow.
I'll let your imagination be your guide.
There you go.
Oh Lord. We just need to wrap this up now. We're way in the rabbit hole now.
Yeah. Well, it is sure nice to see all you guys. I tell you that.
I am tickled to death. Guys, I appreciate y'all coming. It meant the
Absolutely.
world to all of you guys to come. And we do miss y'all. We still talk about you. So, you know. And we miss Martin too. I gotta get him on here.
Yeah, get him on here.
Yeah,
Yes.
we miss Uncle Bubba big time.
Oh
We
yeah.
do.
Absolutely.
Martin just doesn't have anything to talk about.
Well, we may have to make him some cue cards or something like that to get him through it, but we'll make sure he gets through it.
There you go. There you
Yep.
go.
Now, if you want to make Uncle Bubba grin from one ear to the other,
Yeah. Yeah.
give him a box full of garlic Ritz crackers and about 4 cans of potted meat.
Potted meat.
Yep.
That's a happy camper.
That's
Sir,
right.
he was.
That's right.
Rob, wrap us up, brother.
We're
Thank y'all
gonna
for having us on.
We're going to let the great Randero tell us where he can be found, and we're going to switch around through there, and whoever wants to pop in next, go right on ahead.
Well, I can be found on the downtown streets of Nashville, performing in various bars and street locations, pantomiming, and doing other non-interesting things. And then later tonight, you can find me in my bed sleeping.
You better be careful how you send that invite, especially in my neighborhood.
Yeah, there's a goat that might come after you. You never know.
Where there's a will, there's a way, apparently.
It's a bad situation.
It reminds me of an old Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah. Oh man. Go ahead, Mark.
I think I need an adult because this is taking a really weird turn tonight. How you can find us, I think, was the question. PathFinders Public on Facebook, and we have a YouTube channel. We've been trying to put up some stuff. We have from our first PathFinders mission. Have some pictures, a little drone action there. That was just a shakeout. testing the organization, testing our comms and stuff. But we've got a little bit of stuff. We hope to be putting some really good evidence up on that. So find us at PathFinders Public, both on Facebook and on YouTube, and Night Vision Paranormal, which is also my group. We have our spooky division, so we go out and looking for ghosts at well-known locations and private residences. We've been to businesses trying to help people out. You can find us there on Facebook and on TikTok. It's MVP_WKY. Also, you can email us pathfinderspublic@gmail.com if you have reports specifically in the LBL area. But we have contacts. So if somebody has a report they'd like to get to us and it's in North Carolina, we'll be reaching out to these guys, or in Georgia, the Seekers. And then we have people down in Alabama. So anybody that's got any reports they'd like to get to us, we'd be more than happy to look into them and pass them on if need be. Mike, what you got?
Well, I'm on, again, Smith Ridge Adventures. There's a little logo here I made up, but I'm not trying to monetize it or anything. So that's on YouTube. You can go see evidence and things. And then I'm just on Facebook, old-fashioned Facebook guy, accept friend requests, especially if we got mutual friends in common. And you're going to see some Bigfoot stuff, some music stuff, a lot of family stuff, bunch of fishing pictures most of the year. So if you aren't averse to all that thing, hit me up, send me a friend request, and you can get me there.
All righty, Survivor Man.
Right. Guys, I want to say it's a pleasure. Us getting to come up and hang out with y'all, that was a memory that I'll carry with me. I've told so many people about our experience. I've told them about y'all, and it was incredible. It made a big impression. I can speak for the whole team, I know, when I say it made a huge impression on us, and it really, really helped us in our investigative abilities. But I'll tell you what, in the morning, you can find me about halfway up a hog's butt, finding me a couple sausage biscuits before I get on to Alabama.
Okay.
And I'm going down there for the premiere of that movie, The Vanished.
Yeah.
You can find me on TikTok at J.R. Millwood. You can find me right here twice a week with my NCI teammates here on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube also in the Rebels Dark Tales of Appalachia, and I'm on Facebook under Jerry Millwood. And I appreciate all of you so much, and I appreciate everybody that jumped in and watched us tonight.
Yeah,
we've got a good following. We appreciate all of you.
All righty, and our little red-headed stepchild over in the A-Man corner.
You can find me at Tim Deals 13 at Yahoo, TikTok, Instagram, X, all that stuff. And if you want to get a hold of me, Tim Deals 13 at Yahoo. And like Jerry said, thank you guys for coming on. It was great meeting you in person and getting to sit around and cut up again. So I'm sure I can speak for everybody. Anytime you want to be on and hang out with us, just come on. We'll put you on, and can't wait to get back up there. I mean, that was one place I really didn't want to leave. If I'd have brought the rest of my fixing stuff, I probably wouldn't have, but I only had one pole with me. So, and I'm going to go back because that fin was off one of them big Asian carp that we found.
Yeah.
And so I'm coming fishing. So if I have to tie my boat to yours or whatever,
I got room. Come on.
And when people's not on Amazon.com looking for George Lunsford's books, where can we find the illustrious George Lunsford?
They can find me on most of the social media stuff because I'm on there advertising my books, the show, everything else. Or you can just simply go to authorgeorgelunsford.x10host.com and find my website, and I'll be on there. But most of all, I got to say, man, I am so tickled to have you guys. We had such a good time up there, and I got nothing but good things to say. And I'm tickled to death. Martin come on here tonight and was talking to us in the chat. I love when we have lots of people in the chat. it just tickles me to death. I love getting the comments. I love getting the questions. And man, you guys have been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's
Well,
another thing.
you're
before-
NCI guys. So you're welcome anytime you want to be here. So
Right. Thank you.
I
Thank
forgot to say thank you to Martin. I mean, when you sat down with him, it's like sitting down with your uncle or whatever, just sat down and talking with family. I hadn't met the man in my life, and I walked up to him, and it's just like would come in, sat down, hang out with us. I mean, you can't ask for a better feller.
Right.
and the interview I did with him was just, oh man, it was awesome. It was just, it was like talking to your uncle.
There you go.
It really was.
Bubba.
Uncle Bubba.
From the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of the hearts of the whole NCI team, it was an absolute pleasure, absolute honor to have you guys on here. You're more than welcome any given time you want to come on. Just give us a holler. It'll be no questions asked, an open invitation any given time. You can come in as a group, come in individual, doesn't matter. We was honored to have you. We was tickled to death to be up there in the LBL with you.
Yeah.
And everything that we talked about, seen, and you guys shared with us, we'll take it to our grave on account of it'll be memories that we'll never forget. It's etched into our heart, etched into our head, and we cannot thank you enough. And we're just simply blessed to have you being part of us, and we appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you
you, sir.
so much.
Thank you.
And anybody that's takes the notion to look for this old idiot, you can find me on TikTok at NCI. North Carolina Investigates, or you can find me at NCI.RGE on Instagram. Find me on Facebook. You can find me probably at the Waffle House or Walmart, or even on Tuesday. That's on Saturday nights when me and Jerry starts the meatloaf night down at the local nervous hospital on exit 105 on I-40. And folks, it does have extra ketchup. I'm telling you, it ain't dry. It's pretty doggone good.
All right.
Yes.
Anyways, with that being said, we thank y'all. We appreciate everybody in the chat. Love all Livians. And bicycle.
Bicycle.
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize your neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years. And grizzled ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, for no mere mortal can resist the evil of the thriller.